What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Big Ray's Wrestling Show. I am the mark of the masses. I am the man with a plan. Big Ray here to stay to talk about wrestling of yesterday and today. And today we're going to talk TNA Impact 8/9/2012. Ladies and gentlemen, Bound for Glory is only a month away. This weekend we have the Hardcore Justice. Man, I mean, there are a lot of points on the board. A lot of things may happen. We have the Aces of 8 situation. The show basically kicked off with the AJ Styles, Claire situation or saga. Which again, this is my opinion. I'm not too keen on it. I actually think it's turned into comic relief. It's not. Claire is a horrible actress. Forgive me. I'm not putting down the in-ring talent of AJ Styles and Daniels and Kaz. They're fantastic. But this whole storyline, I could do without it. I mean, let's be real. I mean, it's become funny. Originally, it was their main storyline, and it was something they were basing their whole programming around. But I'm not really into it. But anyway, we move on. We see the Aces of Eights, which is another storyline where basically it's an NWO type situation. Outsiders possibly. Look, we don't know who these guys are. I mean, they could be anybody. I spoke about it possibly being maybe Jeff Jarrett, who we haven't seen in a long time. Possibly. Who else? Oh, what about John Morrison? John Morrison is supposed to be wrestling with TNA, if I'm correct, soon. Maybe John Morrison is going to be the leader of an outside group. We don't know who it is. It could be anybody. It could be Hulk Hogan himself. It could be Cowboy James Storm. It could be Bobby Roode. It could be anybody. I would like to know what you guys think. Again, this show is based on what you guys think. I would like to hear your comments. Please leave a comment below. Email me, so on and so forth. But we move on, and we see Bully Ray in the ring, and he's cutting a promo on how his cell phone is a Twitter fire-breathing dragon or monster, and Bully Ray is actually one of my favorite heels, one of the top heels in the company. He's come a long way, Bully Ray, and he basically is talking about Joseph Park and how he feels. He learned a lot from Joseph Park. Yeah. So he learned a lot from Joseph Park, and he basically feels that when there's so much evidence against one person, the outcome is usually that person did it, or that person is the leader of the Aces of Eight. And we know we're talking about the Cowboy James Storm. So James Storm basically hears this in the back, and he basically comes down to the ring, and he challenges Bully Ray to a fight. He says, I'm drawing a line here, and I'm going to put my fist up, and it's up to you whether you cross, because if you don't cross, I'm putting my fist right down your throat. Well, Bully, being the bully that he is, backs down. And when he backs down, then there's an Aces of Eights in the backstage. And basically, Aces of Eights, they have their voices all hidden. Nobody knows basically who they are. And they said that there's going to be a lot more of them tonight. So Aces of Eights basically already putting out their first threat. We move on. So at ringside, we have Mr. Anderson ringside with Tenay and Taz, and he is commenting on the BFG series. He is commenting on the match this weekend, which is the Fatal 4-Way for 20 points, and he basically is commenting on the RVD Magnus match, or the RVD Magnus match, which was basically a typical RVD match. Wasn't anything special. Magnus is a very good wrestler. RVD is RVD. The match basically winds down where RVD hits him with the falling spinning back kick, I guess you call it, and goes to the top rope, hits him with the frog splash for the 1-2-3. But from there, we see Bobby Roode in the back, and Bobby Roode basically, he is not happy. He is very upset with the whole contract situation. We see that Bobby Roode is saying, you know what? Look, here's the deal. Okay, there's a clause in the contract. And if my lawyers are not happy with this clause, guess what? This match may not go on. We move on. So we have a video recap of the AJ Claire situation, or I guess you would call him Air, like how they do the whole thing with celebrities. Anyway, doesn't matter. So we move on to the tag team title match, and it is Garrett Bischoff and Devon versus Kaz and Daniels. And the match was actually a pretty good match. Really good match. Enjoyed it very much. And basically what happens at the end of the match, we have Devon cleaning house, and he throws Christopher Daniels over the top rope, and Christopher Daniels grabs the tag team title, as heels do. He tries to distract the referee by showing him that he's going to hit Devon with the championship belt. Well, while that's happening, Devon's totally distracted. You have Kaz go outside the ring, and he grabs the TV title, and he hits Devon over the head, and basically it is not a clean, but it is a 1-2-3 pin for the tag team champs. We move on. So we move to a video package of basically what happened between Sting, Brooke Hogan, and the Aces of Eights. And basically, last week, Sting was in the back asking how Dad, the Hulkster, was doing. And Brooke Hogan basically, shared that, she's never seen her dad beaten so bad, so on and so forth. I guess they forgot about Andre the Giant, King Kong Bundy, so on and so forth back in the 80s. But anyway, we see basically Sting in the back, consoling Brooke Hogan, and he, and again, this was last week. They get a messenger delivery where they have the dead hand, and they go find out. They try to find out who the messenger was and how they get the message. But this week, basically, Sting states that Brooke Hogan would not be at Impact. He is protecting her. He promised the Hulkster he would protect her. Let's see how the storyline plays out. Again, the Aces of Eights, I'm very interested to see who they are, what they're doing. But we move on, and we see Robbie E in the ring. And Robbie E, I'm going to comment on this. Again, this is opinion-based only. I would like to know what you guys think. Please leave a comment. I think Robbie E is really good. I know people say he's a Zack Ryder knockoff. I think he was doing it a little longer than Zack Ryder. But anyway, I think as an in-ring talent, I think Robbie E is actually really, really good. He's got a fantastic look. He's got a good build. He's actually, and I don't know how you guys feel. I know there's a lot of Zack Ryder marks out there, but I think he's a better in-ring worker than Zack Ryder and an overall better talent than Zack Ryder. I would like to know what you guys think. But you see him basically cutting a promo on how he has 5 points and how he's going to be a major player in the Bound for Glory series. We all know that that's probably not going to happen, but he does his part, and he calls out Jeff Hardy, and Jeff Hardy basically comes to the ring, and Jeff Hardy attacks the bouncer, Big Rob, and he gets Big Rob out of the ring, and he basically hits Robbie E with one of the best slaps I've seen in a long time. He slapped the living taste out of his mouth, the crap out of his pants. He basically slapped him hard, and basically while he's struggling with Robbie E, Big Rob comes in the ring and power bombs him right through the table. So maybe Robbie will be a factor in the Bound for Glory series, hopefully. But I really like this character. I like to see where this is going. We move on. So we see the Aces of Eights in the back, and the Aces of Eights basically say, we're going to deal the dead man's hand out to somebody, and you're going to find out at the end of the night who it's going to be. And I'm curious to see who it's going to be. Basically, we do find out at the end of the night, but we'll get into that later. We see Mr. Anderson in the back. In my own words, Mr. Anderson basically calls out James Storm. He tells James Storm to his face, he said, listen, I think you're part of this group. I think you are the leader of this group. And if you are, and if anything happens to me and you are going to have some problems. So now we have the knockouts match, and we have basically Gail Kim versus Miss Tessmacher. Now, I'm not going to really get in the match. Basically, Miss Tessmacher goes over Gail Kim. But the one thing I think it's funny is you see Madison Rayne come to the ring after the match, and she basically plants one on old Earl Hebner, and you can see Earl Hebner is happy as a clam. Now the situation is this is my question to you guys. I would like to know what you guys think. If there's so much controversy, if there's so much questions about Earl Hebner being the referee of the match, then why don't they just change the ref? But that's professional wrestling. We move on. So we see AJ Styles in the backstage, and AJ Styles is asked to comment about the Claire situation. And AJ Styles basically says, first he says he doesn't want to comment, but he says what I've been saying the whole month or the last couple of weeks. He doesn't remember what's going on. I think he was personally drugged, and I think AJ Styles is starting to lean towards that. Or maybe he's just a douchebag. We don't know what's going to happen. But anyway, we move on, and we see AJ Styles in a phenomenal match, no pun intended, a phenomenal match versus Kurt Angle. And the match basically winds down where we see AJ Styles hitting Kurt Angle with the Styles Clash, and Kurt Angle kicks out. And I thought the match was over then and there, but then AJ Styles goes to the top rope. He gets caught, hit with the belly-to-belly suplex. Kurt Angle goes to the top rope, misses the moonsault, as he always does so greatly. Anyway, misses the moonsault. AJ Styles goes to the middle rope with a jumping, body splash off the middle rope, and Kurt Angle gets the knees up. Kurt Angle then picks him up, puts him in the angle slam. 1, 2, 3, goes over clean. AJ Styles loses the match. As AJ Styles is walking outside, you see Claire, who basically was at ringside the entire time, cheering on AJ Styles, and he gives her that look like, you mother. But he gives her that look, and she gives him the look like, we don't know who's right, who's wrong. I mean, right now I'm assuming that AJ Styles was drugged, that AJ Styles was, that Claire is the bad girl in this whole situation, but we don't know. Let's find out. Anyway, we move on. So now we see Joseph Park in the back basically commenting on the Joseph Park. I keep winking because I feel that he's basically Abyss, and that character is going to basically come out. We're going to know later on that he was Abyss the whole time. But anyway, that's my opinion. I would like to know what you guys think. We move on to a video package of Kenny King. Again, I'm going to go into my opinion. I would like to know what you guys think. Kenny King, I think, has the charisma, has again the look. I think he is a phenomenal addition to the TNA roster. I really want to know what you guys think about Kenny King. I've been following him since Tough Enough, basically. I don't know if you guys remember, but he was in one of the original Tough Enoughs, and he got voted out. But he is a phenomenal talent. He has a lot of charisma, great on the mic, fantastic in the ring, and I think one day he'll be a TNA X Division or maybe even World Champion. We'll see where it goes. But anyway, we see Sting coming to the ring to facilitate the contract signing. And he basically calls out the Aces of Eights, but no sign. So we got Rude and Aries, and they come down the aisle, and basically Rude comes down first as a challenger, Aries comes down second, and Rude basically accuses Sting of basically dogging him, man. He basically says, you've been on my back the entire time I was World Heavyweight Champion. And Sting, he nods his head like basically yes, and Aries basically, Rude spends the whole, I guess, promo complaining, and Aries just gets tired of it, because basically what Rude is complaining about is that if he loses the match, he doesn't get a rematch with Aries as long as Aries is the World Heavyweight Champion. Well, Aries is tired of hearing Rude complain, and Aries says, you know what, fine, okay, if I lose the match, then you don't have to face me ever again. So Rude kind of gets his way, in a way, which is going to be interesting. I'd like to see how it plays out. I mean, one way or another, we're going to go on to different rivalries, because obviously these guys are not going to be able to face each other, or maybe there'll be a loophole down the line. You know how professional wrestling is, but they both shake Sting's hand, and then they both shake on it. Not Sting, but Aries and Rude both shake hands, and then Rude does the ultimate heel thing, where he pours a glass of water and right into the face of Austin Aries, which made me laugh. Rude, again, one of my favorite heels. We move on. So we move on to the main event, and this main event really, really, really shocked the hell out of me, the way it ended and the finish of the match. And I would really like to know what you guys think of the finish. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Cowboy James Storm versus Bully Ray. And I didn't expect this. But anyway, it was a good match, a really good match. I think this match was probably the second, maybe third best match of the night. But anyway, it was a really good match. And the way it ended was, you see Cowboy James Storm trying to hit Bully Ray with a super kick, but then the referee gets in the way, and Bully hits him with a bully cutter, and he beats him clean. 1, 2, 3. I mean, is it just me? That kind of blew my mind a little bit, because right now we have Bully Ray beating one of the top guys in the company. And not that Bully Ray's not a top guy, but he's beating basically the guy who may be the next World Heavyweight Champion, clean in the ring. So Bully Ray basically wraps a chain around his hand. He's waiting for Aces of Eights, but they don't come out. They are backstage, and they reveal who their next guy is, or who their next target is. And Bully Ray, sorry about your damn luck. It's not Cowboy James Storm. It's Bully Ray. They're going to go after Bully Ray. And Bully Ray just looked at Cowboy James Storm. He was like, you're going to send your boys after me? Is that how it is? And Cowboy James Storm sitting there like dejected, confused, angry. Ladies and gentlemen, this was this week's TNA Impact recap and review. I would love to know what you guys think. Again, this show is opinion-based only. You will find me here at OneWrestling.com or YouTube /OneWrestlingVideo. Ladies and gentlemen, I always say this. It is solely my opinion, but I really love to hear from you guys. Please leave a comment. Send us an email. Let us know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think of the TNA product. I really dig it. I would like to know what you guys think. But as I always say, I love talking wrestling. I would do this for a living. But if I can't, I would still do it because I love talking wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Ray's Wrestling Show. See you this Friday for SmackDown. Peace.